Hey guys, and today I'm going to be reviewing Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Fangirl is about a girl named Kath who is obsessed with Simon Snow. It is kind of this book's version of Harry Potter, and she's a die-hard Simon Snow fan. She writes fan fiction, she's very popular, and her twin sister Ren has kind of left the fandom life behind, and she wants to become more independent from her twin sister Kath. And Ren just wants to room by herself in college and go to parties and hang out, get drunk and all that stuff. And Kath is like, sorry, no, that's not for me. I don't want that. And Kath has to try to make it through college without freaking out. And can she do it without Ren being there for her? And that's pretty much what the book is about. That's a very basic synopsis of it. Just wanted to give you a feel for it. I'm sure you've heard of it. Definitely check it out on Goodreads and read the full thing there. This is definitely going to be one of my top 10 books of 2014. It was so good. With my personal grading system, it got a 96%, which is amazing. I just really loved it. I appreciated Kath so much. She was so relatable, and everything she was going through with all of her anxiety and social anxiety, it was extremely relatable, and it was so refreshing to read a character and be able to identify with them so much. Because most characters you can't really identify with their situations because they're either very extreme or they are very supernatural and scary. It's very nice to be able to read a book that, even a contemporary book, that is very relatable. I'm going to get into the book and discuss my sticky notes with spoilers. So if you are watching this and you aren't expecting spoilers, then you need to leave right now because I'm going to talk about all the spoilery bits. So bye if you haven't read it, and come back and watch this when you have read it, and we can discuss the beauty that is Fangirl together. First sticky note. I thought that Kath and Ren's relationship was so amazing. I have a sister and we are very close in age, and I totally related with how Kath and Ren were interacting because having a sister is hard and you want different things. I thought it was very realistic, a very realistic sibling relationship. And that's very refreshing because you don't often see that. You either get siblings that are very mean to each other in books or don't talk at all, and most of them are about orphans. So I love the part where Kath is trying to write her fan fiction, her Carry On Simon super famous fan fiction, and she's writing it and Reagan's in the room and she's like breathing and just like moving, and Kath is like, oh my god, she won't shut up. How am I supposed to concentrate and write when she's doing these things? It's like, Kath, chill out. She needs to breathe. You need to learn to live with other people. I thought it was really cute how Nick was very impressed that Kath was a freshman in their fiction writing class. It was just like, oh. Of course, later I was like, oh my god, F you, Nick, what the hell? But at that point in the book, I was like, aw, Nick's so cute, recognizing that she's super smart. And he's like, how'd you get in this class? She's like, I asked, duh. Reagan might be like my second favorite character besides Kath, because she was so freaking hilarious. I thought it was so adorable when Kath started like noticing boys more, and she was like jaws and like how they move and their muscles and their shirts, and I was like, oh, my baby Kath is growing up. She's getting all into boys and it's so cute. And like she was like, I was never really so like, I mean, like, I liked guys, but like I wasn't like obsessed with them. And now she's like going boy crazy and she's like, oh my god, I have a disease. Like, aw, Kath, you're so cute. When Kath was reading Outsiders to Levi, I was like so overcome with emotions. I was like, oh my god, this is the cutest thing. I never even thought about how like intimate just reading a book to each other would be. And like her voice was getting hoarse and they were like, do you want to take a break every once in a while? And she was like, yeah. And it was so cute. I never thought that that could be such like a romantic, intimate moment. But I was like, oh my god, they're so adorable. Levi and Kath are amazing. And then they fell asleep together, and Reagan comes in and she's like, I'm gonna go take a shower, process this and I'll be right back. I didn't think it'd bother me this much. And it was so funny. And I really respect and love Reagan for that, because she dealt with her emotions so well. Like, it was really crazy. When Kath decided to go to the party after so many times of being asked, Kath, hey, do you want to go out with us? Do you want to go out to a party? And Kath's finally like, yeah, okay. And then she doesn't text Levi back that she's going. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. You're going. Why aren't you texting him? And I was like, whatever. And then they get there, and Levi is making out with some other girl, and Reagan and Kath are like super shocked. And then, oh my god, poor Kath. I felt so bad. I was like, what the hell, Levi? What the actual hell? Kath is amazing. What are you doing? Like, oh my god, I was so upset. I was like, no! I literally said no out loud, and my sister was like, what? And I was like, nothing. And she got all sad, and then she was avoiding him, and I was like, oh my god, Kath, this is so terrible. I was really surprised that Levi didn't, like, try to see her more often, or talk to her. I know he didn't know that she saw her, but, like, he didn't try very hard to talk to her. Like, I don't know, maybe he was, like, respecting that she didn't want to see him, but I was kind of like, Levi, you should probably go find out what's wrong. Oh, and then he was like, the kiss meant nothing. Both of them meant nothing, I guess. Where were they? When they were, like, in the hospital or something, and Kath was like, I saw you kissing that girl, and he was like, oh, well, it meant nothing. And then she was like, which kiss? Ours or that one with that blonde girl? And he was like, I don't know, both. And I was like, Levi, you fucking idiot. I'm going to find you and kill you. At that point, I was like, okay, screw this bitch. We don't need him. Come on, Kath, let's go and talk to Nick. Maybe he'll get normal or something. Speaking of Nick, when he stole her story, and then when he was, like, writing about all this weird crap about, like, the manic pixie dream girl, I was like, okay, Kath, we don't need him. Please leave. Stop trying to fix his story, because he's writing about some really stupid shit. Sorry, I'm swearing a lot. I kind of swear when I get passionate about something. I hate Nick so much. And he had the audacity to go up to her at the end and be like, I need your credit for the story. And even Reagan and Ren, and I think Levi was there, they were like, excuse me, you did not just steal her story, turn it in for a grade, get a teaching assistant job because of it, and then come here and ask her to help you win a prize. Like, I don't think so. No. You can take your story, and go out the door. And I love how Kath was like, oh no, I don't want credit. You're right, it's your story. And Nick was like, no, I need that stupid prize. And I was like, haha, Nick, asshole, you deserve it. Smiling is confusing, she thought. This is why I don't do it. You don't smile, Kath. Smiling's just too confusing for you. What does it mean? I don't know, Kath. Use your freaking brain. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh no, poor Kath, she doesn't know what to do. And sometimes I'm like, Kath, just think. Use your reasoning skills, practical reasoning skills, and think about it for like 5 seconds, and the answer will come to you. Like, he's not smiling at you because he wants to kill you. Like, what do you think this is, a horror movie? He's not smiling at you because he wants to get in your pants. We've already established that he doesn't. So what are you doing? I thought it was so cool how Kath addressed that when she said the word just, it was like her passive-aggressive tell. And I love the part where Kath and Levi were talking, and Levi was like, it wasn't just a kiss, Kath, no just. And she was like, no just. And I'm like, oh my god, that was her thing. No just, no passive-aggressive, there wasn't no just. That was like the whole... And it tied everything together, and it really brought, like, the plot full circle and how she is getting better. She's trusting people more. Her anxiety isn't maybe as bad, or she's working towards it getting better. And it was just so cute and adorable. Because Kath will always have sort of social anxiety problems and anxiety problems in general, and having a romantic relationship cannot save you from those things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying if you're depressed or have anxiety that if you fall in love everything will be better. It's not. But in this situation with Kath, it really helps her. More as a friend than a romantic relationship, I think, because it's someone saying there's no just. It's not just this, just a kiss, just a hug. It's real, and that's what Kath needs. She needs something real, because like Ren said about her relationship with her last boyfriend, it wasn't real. They weren't really dating. It wasn't real. And with her relationship with Levi, it's real, and it helps her. I really liked how Kath had this anxiety and maybe a little bit of OCD, like how when she was at like her dad's house, her, family house, and she was like, I'd wake up at 3 in the morning and go make sure the door was locked, that the oven was off, and that is a very OCD thing to do. And I just really appreciated that because it shows a real character with real problems besides just the plot problems. The mother seems like such a bitch. I hated her so much. I was as mad as Kath when we found out that Ren was talking to her and trying to get to know her and connect with her. And I was like, Ren, no, that woman is awful. Don't. And I was right there with Kath. I was like, no, I don't want to go see the mother. She's mean. She left them. She won't stay with Ren when she's in the hospital and she left. Like, that is awful. You wouldn't stay with your own child? I didn't enjoy that part, but I thought it was a very good job on Rainbow Rowell's part because Kath wasn't forced to reconcile with her mother. She wasn't forced to forgive her. She didn't end up forgiving her. She didn't end up getting to know her. As far as we know, at the end of this book, she never talks to her again and never sees her again. And I really liked that. I hate when characters are forced to do things that they don't want to do because, oh, you should, because it's your mother. You don't owe anything to a woman who walked away from you because she couldn't handle it. And sometimes people can't handle that, but it's just, I don't think I could ever forgive someone like that. And I really loved how Kath was not forced to forgive her. But I love, if there's anything about Kath that will stick with me for the rest of my life, it's that she's a gay shipper. She writes the gay fan fiction. And I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Oh, and when Kath and Nick were writing their story, and they each had to write a paragraph, and so Kath read Nick's paragraph, and it was about like some stupid guy talking to a girl or whatever, and she changed it to make the guy gay, and he was just talking to his sister. I was like, haha, take that, you stupid straight boy. And she was like, you're not going to be uncomfortable writing about a gay guy? Like, totally testing him. And I was like, you go, Kath. You push him out of his comfort zone. You do that. But that's it for my review, and I really enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend picking it up if you haven't read it already. I really appreciated this book. I'm so glad I picked it up and read it. And I definitely recommend it to anybody, anyone, no matter what kind of books you like. I recommend this book. It was fantastic. That's all for my review, and I'll see you Friday with another video. Bye! But when they were like, no, just, I was like, oh. I don't know what I'm talking about.